Alright, so I want to talk to you a little bit about the Vista Cruiser here, and if you got any questions about 68, 69, particularly 68, because I know the dash is a little bit different on 69 with the steering column. Vista Cruiser on how to kind of get to some of these screws, and unfortunately I don't really have any good news. It's just a pain in the butt. But what I wanted to show you here is on this dash pad where all the screws are, at least, and the ones you'll need to get to from behind here, 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 and here. There's 5 main bolts that hold the dash pad in. Okay, there's also about 6 that hold this particular piece to the dash. So you can see those all the way across there, the studs. That'll come out in one piece along with, once you unhook the wiring harness, along with all 3 of those gauges. And then you can disassemble the dash. And then you've got these screws here, and that's what holds the black bezel to the bottom of the dash. You can see I painted this dash with all that still together. Then of course I got to take these vents out, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this dash pad to a upholstery shop and have them cover it. But that's kind of where we're at. So if you have any questions, but really a big pain and a big fiasco to try to work on these things. Luckily I'm doing away with all the air conditioning. I got vintage air in the box ready to go. Firewall's basically the same design as the Monte Carlo, so I'm not worried about putting the vintage air in. But I'll show you what it looks like with it all out. And that's what we got right here. It is gutted and it is out. Car's sitting here in gear. I don't guess it's gonna roll, but anyway. We have all the body work done on this car. And this last little bit of SPI 2K, I prefer this is Tamco 5310. I prefer this over the SPI, but I'm just trying to budget this car and use up leftover materials from my restoration projects. And nothing wrong with SPI, I just have to give the edge to the 5310. What I like about the 5310 is direct to metal, so you ain't got to cover up your little bare metal spots when you go to respray to reapply. And they say, and from what I understand, it don't shrink as bad as 2K. Although I've used SPI for a while now, can't really say anything bad about it. But anyway, enough about that. Just mainly kind of giving you an update here on the Vista Cruiser. I don't know how I've done that many videos on this car, but it is getting there. So that's where we're at. And we got this hood fixed where it was a 71, 72 hood. I got this all kind of fixed here where it's a 70 hood now. So got these fenders modified. Again, that's the 70 front fender grafted into a 68, 69 to make the bumper work. This car, when it's done, will be what never existed. It'll be a 68 car with a 70 hood, radiator support, grill, and bumper, but still have the 69 fenders. And well, 68, 69, whatever. They're 69 fenders because they got the dual bolt pattern. And that is one big difference. 69 had dual bolt pattern, 68 didn't. So that's where we're at. If you have any questions about this fiasco on a 68, 69 dash, I'll do my best to answer them, but no guarantees. All I can tell you is this is a terrible, and I emphasize, terrible engineered design for this model year. Now, 70 to 72 Cutlass was one of the easiest to work on the gauge cluster that was ever made. The gauges come out the front of the dash. Chevrolet, you could have took a lesson. for 70 to 72, but these are an absolute pain. I'm going to be adding my car came with a clock delete, and I'm going to put a floor shift speedometer. I'm going to add a factory tack here. I think I'm going to leave the big fuel gauge, but I might go all in and go with a rally pack on that. It's like a tick tack. It has a clock and a tack into it. So just kind of upgrade the car and kind of make it what I want. You'll notice we have a 383 stroker engine here and a 700 4R transmission. The car will be getting, I hate headers with a passion. That's why I went back with the factory exhaust manifolds, even on the aluminum heads. I'll probably be upgrading and going with a real good quality header. Once I get closer to, you know, these guys got to be just killing this engine. So I want to go with headers, give it some more power. I also wasn't able to get all the bolts in because these manifolds, they wasn't quite right. I don't know, but clean up the disaster we have here. We'll have the car will have vintage air. Of course, all this crap will have to be took back out. I'm gonna clean up the firewall, get all this crap off. And I'm not going to do much shaving to the firewall, just mainly clean it up, flat black it, and be done. I think I'm going to paint the dash housing the same color as the car, which will be pearl white. And I'm going to do some detailing under the hood, paint up everything. May do away, may cover up the aluminum heads, not sure yet. I'm not a real big fan of all this aluminum showing because it gets dirty and looks ugly. So anyway, that's where we're at on the Vista Cruiser. When this thing came home from Daytona in November of last year, 2020, it hasn't been drove since. And I started on it, and here we go. So, I will say that doing a Vista Cruiser is like working on two cars at one time. There is twice the interior. There's, you know, when you disassemble to do the jams, there's twice as much, and I got to pull all this off. So anyway, thanks for watching. Like, share, comment. Be sure to subscribe. I'm up to almost 750 subscribers. Appreciate everyone doing that. Trying to get to 1,000. And we will see you next time.